Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be talking about Mars in the ninth house in a natal chart. Now, first off, some of you may remember when I first started my YouTube astrology channel, I did a series on the Mars placements in the houses. They were a little bit concise. Some people may refer to them as snappy. So what I decided to do was make another series on them in which the videos would be a little bit longer and more descriptive. So anyway, first thing up, well, Mars in the ninth house is comparable to Mars in Sagittarius, but naturally you've got to blend in the zodiac sign. Mars in Sagittarius in the ninth house, for example, can be different than Mars in Gemini in the ninth house. Now, Mars in astrology is connected with our drive and motivation. So when you have Mars positive in the ninth house, there may be tremendous drive and motivation to simply expand horizons. It's for abstract thinking, going outside the box, so to speak. Matters with philosophy, religion, sports, higher education, being that perpetual learner. And also doing things as far as I would say benevolence as well, and interactions with foreigners, sometimes importing, exporting, as well publishing, advertising. These are things where there may be tremendous amount of drive, motivation, and incentive for, and also matters with in-laws and grandchildren. So while Mars is also connected with our vitality and energy. So Mars positive in the ninth house, there may be a lot of energy injected into just simply expanding horizons, abstract thinking, foreign travel, matters with religion, higher education, um, publishing, advertising, activities that are connected with in-laws and grandchildren, matters with the law as well, printing press operation, doing things associated with sports in the outdoors. And these are things, where you may bring a lot of your energy into. And another thing, and the thing about Mars in astrology is also associated with physical related matters, physical injuries, I should say. And the thing about this is, if you have, because the ninth house corresponds with the zodiac sign Sagittarius, there may be certain propensity for physical related injuries with the liver, the thigh, the sciatic nerve, or the hips. It may happen, there may be more proclivity to become injured, in another country. It could be through some sports related activities, doing something with the outdoors. Um, it may be activities with in-laws or grandchildren is where there may be greater propensity as far as physical related injuries go as well. But being the ninth house, the house of optimism, you may generally be very upbeat and optimistic regarding these matters if you are, if you do, succumb to some physical injury at some point in time, which pretty much everybody does. Now, another thing with Mars in astrology, it's associated with actions or activities. So when you have Mars positive in the ninth house in the natal chart, there may be a lot of action, a lot of activity going on in matters connected with the law. It could be expanding horizons, going outside the box, some abstract thinking, publishing, advertising, even printing press operation, activities with grandchildren and in-laws, matters with the, with publishing, and even doing something with sports in the outdoors as well, foreign travel, higher education. You could maybe, there might be a lot of action just to continue, learning your post-high school education. And another, thing about this is that, Mars in astrology is connected with sex and our sexual partners. So you may be involved, at some point in time with it could be a foreigner, someone from another country. You may be very exuberant, enthusiastic, and upbeat in these matters. Um, It may be where you're very, you express a lot of, philosophies and beliefs regarding sex. Maybe it is just tied in to your philosophy. It could be, sex could be something where, you may publish things about this. Um, it could be something where, as far as, sex and sexual partners go, you may, be somewhat of an abstract thinker on these matters and try to think outside the box as well. And again, you may be, and it may be something where, this is really, tied in, to some belief you may have as well. And the thing about and the thing about this too is, your sexual partners may be people that are very upbeat, that are optimistic, exuberant, and enthusiastic as well. And the thing about, this as well, Mars in astrology is connected with our physical strength. So if you have Mars positive in the ninth house in the natal chart, you may often use, abstract thinking, thinking outside the box in terms of how to utilize, physical strength. It may be more, physical strength you may use in matters with sports or doing something, with the outdoors, whether it may involve camping or something else. It may be where, you may, it's really about, it may be done in terms of expanding horizons. Um, Maybe physical strength may be more of a requirement with a higher education course. If you're taking, say, a course like, a fitness trainer, trying to become one, um, it could be something more physical strength, maybe utilized more so than most people, on average. And it may be really tied in, to your belief system, your philosophies, and being able to have, a certain amount of physical strength, being strong and vigorous. And the thing about, Mars in astrology is also associated with anger, and, situations at times with in-laws and grandchildren may be contentious and combative. Anger may be directed at those people, at in-laws and grandchildren, more so than most people on average. It may be, you know, um, I don't want to say tied into one's belief, but maybe, the person feels, people that have displacement may feel that sometimes you gotta kind of get angry at something just to get something done. It could just be, for example, working out vigorously, getting angry, with the dumbbell when you're lifting it up, just things. Could be something simple as that nature. And this person may be able to really express readily a lot of beliefs that are connected with anger and agitation. And, this is also, and it could also be, as well, there may be more acrimony, acrimonious disputes with foreigners. It could occur more when you're traveling abroad as well. It could also indicate greater propensity for accidents that would take place in a foreign country as well. So be wary of this. And you may become more angry at publishers and advertisers more so than most people on average. And Mars is also connected with our enthusiasm. So you may be someone that's very enthusiastic regarding, publishing, advertising, even printing press operation, doing things that are sports related, the outdoors. Uh, it could be, foreign travel, expanding horizons, going outside the box, so to speak, as well. And the thing about this is that, and also matters of adventure, sports related things as well. And keep in mind, Mars is also connected with impatience. So you may be more impatient than most people on average in things that are pertaining to the ninth house, whether it's, trying to expand your horizons or something with publishers, advertisers, going outside the box. It could be matters that are associated with in-laws and grandchildren as some examples. So anyway, people, That'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment. Until next time, Edwin Learnard saying, stay well.